What's up, guys? So Miss Marvel has just dropped on Disney Plus, and originally I was going to watch it after all the episodes dropped. I believe it was going to be another 6-episode season, so I had intended to wait it out and drop one big season review because legit, I was never too big a fan of Miss Marvel from the comics or even in the Avengers game. I never hated her or anything like others, although some comics I've read with her in it, she was pretty annoying, not gonna lie, but still, I had no issue with this character. I had always heard that people didn't like her, so when I had the chance, I read her origin comic on Amazon Prime, which if y'all have Prime, I always recommend checking out Prime reading. A lot of times when a new show is coming out, whether it be DC, Marvel, or like The Boys, they'll drop free books pertaining to those shows or movies. Upon reading, I think I remember it not being as bad as people were making it out to be, which is why reading is so important if you have access to the books in one way or the other, because if you don't, then you'll get a perspective of a book or story or character from another person who you might even enjoy their content but disagree had you actually read the book. We all interpret things differently, so I might think something's good and you might think it sucks, or I might think something sucks and you might think it's good. You can find the good or the bad, it's all up to you. And upon reading, it was actually pretty fine, but just not the kind of thing that I was too into. Like, tennis is probably really exciting, but that's just not my wave, so I don't give it any energy. And I don't know if it's because of that, mixed with low expectations, mixed with Pakistani and Muslim culture being so foreign to me, that episode 1 actually caught me off guard and was pleasantly endearing. And upon rewatch, I'd say, although not for everyone, it's a pretty damn good show. Although I'm not the most knowledgeable about Kamala Khan at the moment, I'll do my best to read up on her and point certain things out that I see in the series, because I do know some stuff. I'm not totally inept. She debuted in, I believe, 2013 or 2014, so catching up shouldn't be all that hard. I'll talk about, of course, my likes and dislikes as usual, and where I think the show is going. But before I do any of that, don't forget to hit that sub button to support your boy, turn on your notifications, leave a thumbs up, follow my social medias, like, retweet, all that good stuff. Honestly, I just can't wait till Miss Marvel meets the one, the only. I'm blanking, guys. Let's get into it. So the whole objective of this first episode is for Kamala to get to Avengers Con with her friend Bruno and win the Captain Marvel costume contest. The very beginning of the episode establishes that that's her hero. Her favorite Avenger, Carol Danvers, is her main, if you didn't already pick up on that from the title. And that opening scene, I gotta say, was incredible. I can see how people would get annoyed by the show just because of how quirky it is and sometimes cringe, but honestly, the creativity behind the show was amazing. Love the paper animation style. The use of animation in this show is excellent throughout. Very Diary of a Wimpy Kid mixed with like Scott Pilgrim, mixed with like a superhero Disney show kind of vibe. I know when people say Disney, that's supposed to be a bad thing, a knock, but I grew up on a different wave of Disney and Disney shows, I guess. Anyways, before Kamala can go, she has to get permission from her very strict parents because of the clothes she might be wearing and potentially bad influences awaiting, which for anyone who grew up with strict parents, seeing her being told no hits you at your core. And also, I was just super surprised they said cocaine in the show. Of all the MCU content to say cocaine, it just really caught me off guard. But throughout the episode, we see Kamala completely idolize these heroes and her mother telling her to focus on being herself and not all these other things. And overall, some deeper issues with Kamala and her mother are being set up to, I assume, be resolved before the series ends. I don't particularly know what a mother-daughter dynamic looks like, but legit, Kamala and her mother reminds me so much of my little cousin and my grandma, because my grandma would always lay into my little cousin for anything she did, but it was usually pretty damn funny. Love you, grandma. So the gist is her parents give her a whack-ass ultimatum to be able to go, and when Kamala refuses those stipulations, she upsets her parents, which actually hit me to my core when the dad started to kind of cry almost, or he got super sad. I was like, damn. And so instead, she devises a plan to sneak out and acts on that plan with Bruno. They end up having a blast at Avengers Con. So many little details in the Avengers Con sequence. I mean, all sorts of cosplays. Like, how does anybody really even know the Guardians on Earth? Like, people are legit dressed as like Drax. I saw a Gamora, and there's Groot shirts, and I think Rocket Raccoon too. So I'm thinking maybe the Guardians spent a little bit more time in Thor Love and Thunder on Earth, or the Christmas special takes place a majority of the time on Earth. So again, I'm not sure. It's just a thought. I mean, there's a Peter Quill book that Drax is selling. So it's like, how do these people really know Peter Quill? But I'm glad they got my boy in there. Notice there was even a Wanda cutout. Like, what the fuck, okay? To be honest, I probably wouldn't take anything down of Wanda either. But still, even a very quick Black Panther cosplay, RIP Chadwick. They also see that Zoe girl from Kamala's high school at Avengers Con rocking what looks like the original Miss Marvel suit, to which Kamala replies she doesn't even like the Avengers. And oh boy, I was like, I know some people in real life that are at these, let's say, events, and I know damn well they ain't about it like I and plenty of other people are about it. Of course, I know why they're there, but still, when art imitates life. Anyway, it comes time for the cosplay contest, and Kamala suits up in the restroom, but accidentally leaves behind the special gloves Bruno made for her. She did, however, bring with her a bracelet that I believe her grandmother sent to her mother, just to throw in some Pakistani swag in the mix, but soon finds out it's more than just a bracelet, okay? She basically astral projects, or goes sicko mode, if you will, once she puts it on, and gets on stage, and because of the bombardment of flash photography, it causes her to kind of bug out, and she starts projecting the weird energy power she has now, and it sets in motion complete chaos at Avengers Con. Legit, I thought that Zoe chick died for a second when she got hit by the hammer. I was like, damn, what is this show? But I guess that shit was made of like styrofoam because it didn't kill her, and Kamala was able to lessen her fall. But they dip, and when Kamala sneaks back into her room, her mother is waiting for her and saying how she doesn't even recognize her daughter anymore, doing all these crazy things and sneaking out. And that's how the episode ends. And then we get a mid-credit scene, which I thought was pretty bold for a first episode on a Disney Plus show, with the same cop from No Way Home seeing the video of Kamala from Avengers Con, and I bet those gloves she forgot will be the trail that leads the police straight to her. And I'm really intrigued to find out more about that bracelet, because it seems like her mother knew what it was and purposely told her it was nothing. Also, like, is it some type of Kree or Inhuman creation? Kamala got her powers from the Terrigen Mist in the comics, so maybe they're reworking that into something with the bracelet. I'm also curious if any Inhuman presence will be felt in the show. I mean, we just got Black Bolt in Multiverse of Madness in one of the best comic book accurate suits ever, although the cameo I didn't personally like. 616 Black Bolt could still be around, and I wouldn't mind if he made an appearance. As well, I feel it's only right if Brie Larson herself eventually pops up in the series. At the very least, maybe Monica will pop up. I mean, I believe Monica was in New Jersey, if I'm not mistaken. I can't imagine either of them doesn't, especially since Kamala is being set up to be in Captain Marvel 2, which seems to be the main reason for the power set change, right? Also, I know there was a lot of contention because of that change. Personally, since Kamala was never a character I really cared about, like, even though I like the show, like, Kamala Khan still is not a Spider-Man. She's not Wolverine to me. She's not Hulk or Thor or Captain America or Spider-Man 2099. She's none of those characters personally to me, so it's not the biggest thing, like, to me if they change anything about her. But who knows, maybe when I do read more of her I will. Probably not still, but overall I'm chilling with how things are going so far. The episode didn't really reinvent the wheel when it comes to television, right? I don't think it would even really be considered groundbreaking, even with the Pakistani American influence. Some of the dialogue is cringy and could use work, and it's even a tad bit tropey at times with the whole loser, outcast, high school thing, but it's actually pretty damn good, okay? Visually, the show is shot very well, lots of unique camera angles and movements, color grading is on point, great use of animation, and creative as all hell. Iman Vellani is extremely charismatic and endearing as Kamala Khan. I love how she's kind of a dweeb, you know, she's getting shit on in school, getting hit by the basketballs in the face, getting bumped into, her mom and her mom's friends are talking shit on her, bus drivers closing the door on her bike, you know, those kinds of things make the character more relatable. When the protagonist just gets shit on but perseveres, you really can't help but root for them. Also, there seems to be an attempt to show how Kamala views herself and to display her physical insecurities, or at least address them, which, hey, if that doesn't scream relatable teenager problem, them. I don't know what does. So overall, again, this show seems like it's certainly not for everyone, but it's pretty good. Good enough to keep a motherfucking player hater like myself coming back each week. But let me know what you guys think of the show. For those of you who are watching, if you're not watching, totally fine, totally understandable. But I would like to hear your guys' thoughts. What do you guys think is coming up? What do you think the next episode is going to be about? What are you expecting? If you are a Kamala Khan Miss Marvel fan, let me know. That's it. If you liked the video, leave me a thumbs up, comment down below, and if you want, subscribe. I always appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.